Hey guys, what is going on? So I wanted to give an update with my training, with kind of what I've been doing in terms of my physique, bodybuilding, strength training, stuff like that. So it will be very brief. I understand nobody watches these videos, but I do want to have these in case myself or anybody else wants to watch them in the future. So they're going to be here. But anyway, in my last video, I talked about me kind of looking to get back on track in terms of working out after this whole quarantine situation, me really not being in the place that I need to be, not being consistent, not being able to go to the gym, right? And so I have my home gym, was working out a lot before in quarantine and then kind of not at all after a certain period. So I thought I'd get back on the horse. And over the past month, I think I made the video around a month ago, I have been working out pretty consistently. So I pretty much, what I've been doing is trying to get back into a routine because for me, that is what is most effective. I like to work out every day. That's something that I find to be doable for me. I really like to have habits. I like to do stuff, I used to always lift after work. Now that I don't really go to work anymore, or at least not as much, it's hard for me to kind of get that balance going. And then during the beginning of quarantine, when I was still used to having habits and having this structured lifestyle, I was working out twice a day, right? So after a while, I got away from any type of habit, any structure, anything like that. And I wasn't working out as much, but I started working out again every day. Like I said, and I've basically just been doing low volume, and I've only been doing bench press and pull-ups. So just 2 exercises, nothing else. And I want to start doing more, but hopefully I will be able to go back to the gym at some point. And then that's really when I think I will be able to kind of ramp things up, because I can't do everything in this home gym. It is pretty small. I can do a lot more than what I'm doing. Absolutely. I just struggle to find the motivation. But once I go and kind of get into the routine of going to the gym, it's kind of this ritual. I do all these things. I take pre-workout. I have amino acids. I do everything. When I'm at home, I don't do any of that stuff. It's not this ritualistic thing. I kind of go in between tasks. It's just it's just not consistent. It's not ideal. And I know I'm making excuses, but that's just how I am. I like to kind of go into something, commit, and do something every day and work hard. And I like being able to do cardio at the gym and stuff like that. So anyway, all I've been doing here is doing pause bench press, usually doing 3 sets of 5. And then I'll do, 3 sets of pull-ups, however many reps seems comfortable at the time. And the pull-ups are more just kind of, I'm not pushing myself too much. But with the bench press, something that I noticed when I hit my PR of 355 was I was doing a lot of pause benching, and I felt very good out of the bottom of the movement. And that is something that I wasn't doing at all. Earlier in quarantine, I was doing a lot of bodybuilding, and I wasn't focusing on any type of power or anything like that. So even though I think my arms increased, my chest kind of has just been increasing over the past year plus, just been pretty consistent growth. I wasn't really noticing strength increases. And I think my bench press, I don't even know if I could get 335. I think even 315 was kind of a struggle. So recently I've been doing kind of the pause bench. It seems like I am at pretty similar strength levels. I think, I'm not 100% sure if I did hit 345 recently, but I think that's definitely in the cards. And I think 355 is something that, on a good day, it's possible that I'd be able to get it. Maybe 350. I'm not 100% sure. But I do feel like I'm close to that strength level that I was at before. I also have been losing weight, so I'm not sure what my weight was at the end, when I posted my last video. But at one point in quarantine, I got up to 240, and that wasn't even the strongest I'd ever been. Now I'm about 220. So when I hit my 355, I think I was around 217. So I'm right around that level. I'm looking to shed a little bit more body fat. I would just like to be a lighter person overall. I think I'm a little too heavy at 220. I don't have a ton of fat on me, but I definitely have some kind of hiding in strategic places. I carry, my body fat pretty well. But I'd like to kind of shed some of that fat and get my bench press up. I would love to bench 360 just because it's been so long since I've progressed. I used to just progress consistently. I was doing great, and I was, performing well in my lifts. I was doing higher lifts at lower weights. I was just continuously progressing, and now it's just like this stagnant period where, I've probably put on some size on my arms and stuff like that over quarantine, in my chest as well, but I've not been progressing in strength, and I just think it's because of the structure of what I've been doing. So I'm still working out every day. I think if I can stick to that for a little while longer, and maybe I can start ramping stuff up and slowly get back to where I was, or if the gym opens up and I'm able to start going there again, that would be great to be able to consistently lift in an environment that I'm used to. I would not want to go back if I had to wear a mask and all that stuff. So I don't know what the situation is. Usually my gym is, not utilized by people. It's kind of this place at the building that I work at. So it's not really like a commercial gym where you have to deal with a lot of people. So I'm hoping that I can find a way to work out in a way that's not super quarantine germaphobe type stuff. But if that's not possible, I probably still prefer to just keep working out in my gym here. But basically my strength is pretty close to where it was at pre-quarantine, which was the best it's ever been. And I think I have a little bit more muscle on my frame in certain areas. And so I think it's just time for me to kind of start ramping things up a little bit more, start focusing on my protein intake, because that's something that I've been lacking on a little bit, and just getting my diet where it needs to be. It's been a lot better the past couple weeks than it's probably ever been. And I think I'm starting to get back in the trend of, doing things, self-help stuff, motivation, everything's starting to kind of come back together as I'm starting to shed this quarantine mentality. So hopefully I can continue to update on some videos. I probably am not going to be recording in the home gym just because the lighting in here is terrible. And I much prefer to record my workouts at the gym. So hopefully if that happens at any point, I'll keep you updated on that. Otherwise, I will just continue to work out every day, hopefully ramp stuff up, and that's where I will be. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I'll keep you updated, and I'll talk to you soon.